I left for America after staying 30 years in Nigeria, and found out that my visa was cancelled. Written by Ebere Chukwu, Folktale Therapy. Part 1. The DEPATURE Farewell. My name is Amaka. I have stayed in Nigeria for 30 years, newly married with children. My husband, Ikechukwu, was my all quiet, honest, faithful. We had a Christian wedding and we flew out later on. We didn't have time for a big traditional wedding. Let's not conduct this wedding, he said. I agreed. We were stranded financially, had delays, but stayed united because we had a brighter future. Then we progressed. The struggles, the problems all gone. He returned from Dubai after winning the contract. I stayed back to finalize my surgeon license to plan our cardiological failure treatment. We had no hope yet. But he believed in me. Part 2. My niece surgeon wisdom and prayers that changed everything. I hadn't seen my niece Adana in years. We were close. She was 12 years younger, a teenager when I left. We spoke periodically. Then one day a call came from my niece. "Auntie Amaka, how are doing?" she said. I told her, "I'm not well, I'm suffering a cardiac failure." She was touched and said, "Why didn't you tell me since? I have a close friend that is a surgeon specialized in heart and cardiac failure." She offered Auntie Amaka the friend number, if she would contact the surgeon, and she accepted. Part 3. My visa to the United States of America rejected and cancelled. It was then time for me to travel to the United States of America. I went to the airport alongside my husband after the surgery made on me was successful, with a dream come true. As we were about to enter the visa into the airport computer, the airport officials considered the visa rejected and cancelled. I asked, "Why?" They answered, "Ma, we confirmed that your visa have been seen in the hands of fraudsters. So to avoid much damage, we had to cancel your visa." Hearing this, my heart skipped and I broke down crying. My dreams were shattered by some devilish creatures that are unknown. My husband vowed to find the truth behind the rejection and cancellation of the visa. Part 4. The culprits found out to be my niece and her surgeon. My husband had a group of mechanized computer officials he was working with. He told them about situation and how they could find out the culprit. The computer officials smiled and told him, "Your wish has come true." They went on telling him about a new machine they formed called the EACG Rolex. With this machine they could easily find the fraudsters and track their location with no stress. They went to the machine, inserted my number, and it was found out that my wife, niece and her cousin were the culprit behind the rejection and cancellation of the visa. We tracked the two of them and found out they were in Perth, Australia, finding how to go to Antarctica to stay and never returned after seizing 1 billion people's visa. I prepared another visa with my wife and we vowed to stop them before they go away. To be continued. Part 5. The journey to the United Kingdom, preparing for a computer-based battle. By the time my husband and I reached the United Kingdom, my niece and the surgeon were already in Perth planning how to get to Antarctica by hiring a rocket so as to take them to Mars. I was ambassador of the EACG machine, so seeing this they handed unto him the sum of $365 billion. My husband journeyed far in United Kingdom. Meanwhile my niece and the surgeon sent thugs so as to take my husband Ikechukwu out of the picture. But as he journeyed he equipped himself and took advantage of everything. People all over the world lamenting over their visas that has been cancelled because of these two. Part 6 The Epilogue, the culprit being seized and arrested. Then he got to France to prepare a six-sided nuclear weapon called the Nickel Clin. He went through a lot to get this machine planning for his revenge. Now as he journeyed to Australia, he bought a Ferrari and was about to enter. He saw a Lamborghini and found out that the drivers were the culprit. Citing my husband, they drove off. My husband chased them. The battle liners were exchanging bullets within themselves. Until the culprit entered a skyrocket for Antarctica. My husband, being determined, formed a skyrocket out of the Ferrari and drove off. With extreme anger he drove into the culprit's skyrocket and both went crashing into the island. My husband with his personal assistant fought the henchmen they carried with them. And soon as we were done, they already summoned the rocket and took off. As they were heading Mars, something dawned on Ikechukwu, the nickel kiln. He stationed it to the sky and when it tracked the rocket he owned and fired it. The culprit saw something coming to their rocket, so they quickly went out flying in space and entering into the Earth, landing on the United States. The culprit were arrested. My wife was disappointed at her niece who planned this. And Ikechukwu was awarded with a great reward for his great accomplishment. The end.